from one of our members who has struggled with exposure to probable mold in their life. And the question is, um, I know I'm sick probably from mold. Is it inside me, or is it growing inside me, or is it just stored inside me and has to be released gradually? Okay. Oh, my assistant has come in quickly. Um, and so this is such a good question, and this is we always begin with binders for everybody. If somebody is mold toxic and dealing with CIRS, we want to make sure that they are starting to move the toxins out, whether or not you're colonized. And the best way to figure out if you are colonized is if you're using binders, adequate binders for a while. And in my world, adequate binders means if we know we're dealing with mold, probably multiple binders for a couple of months and seeing how you're feeling. You know, some people will a couple of months start to turn the corner. Kids, especially the younger they are, they will start to have a noticeable difference in what the kind of symptoms kids tend to have: headaches, tummy aches, don't feel good, tired, that kind of thing. If you're a grown up, we know that this is going to be a journey either way, because within our tissues, we've built up a lot of toxins if we were exposed in the past and still having symptoms, right? So we can only release the toxins as fast as our body is able to get them out of the gut. We want to take them gradually out the gut, so we're using the binders. And after a couple months, that's that would be the time when I'd say, okay, there's not a lot of movement here with just using binders and using the cell core protocol, which is, the cell core protocol starts with getting the energy for the cells up and starting to work on the gut and parasites, because parasites, mycotoxins, they don't really literally feed off each other, but the two problems together are much worse. So after a couple of months, that would be the time when I would say, maybe we need to begin with the protocol of antifungals. And the way we do this is we start in the nasal passages with using Argentin 23, which is like silver. It's a silver spray, but not just any silver spray. It's very small, so you're not going to end up with the problem of the larger silver particles, which can make people start to turn silver, right? So we really, that's why I would only use Argentin 23, spray in the nose with using a biofilm breaker, and then probably some kind of antifungal in the nose. So we're treating the sinuses, because when you're breathing in through your nose all the time, it can get stuck up there and it can colonize there. And then we will layer on these different layers in the nose, and then we will go to adding layers in the gut of the same thing. Argentin 23, biocidin is my favorite biofilm buster, and then some kind of antifungal. And so for those of you who are within the Energy for Life, there's a way that I can create that kind of protocol for you. If we have to dive into prescription medication, that's a slightly different step. And because you are in the Energy for Life, it's something that we may be able to do. So what we want to do is have you on binders for a while to see if things get better, right? If you're, doing the work and working with the Curable app or some kind of Annie Hopper for DNRS, or the Gupta program, one of those programs for your mind-body part of it, because it's so important. And then after a couple months, we might decide to do that antifungals. Okay. So I'm going to stop my